This is going to be harder than I thought. My name is Amber Baird. I'm 35 years old and I have breast cancer. Okay, so let's back up a little bit. I want to quickly tell you my story. As far as it is right now, I'm not very far into it, but almost 4 weeks ago tomorrow, I found a lump in my breast, and I need to stop this real quick. So 4 weeks ago tomorrow, I found a lump in my breast, and of course I was shaken, and I told Garrett immediately, and we both I definitely freaked out, and it was in the evening, so I was like, well, I'll call the breast cancer care center tomorrow. And so I did, and they said I had to go through my doctor first. So just felt like another hoop I had to go through. So I got into my doctor. So that was on Tuesday. I was able to get into my doctor's office on Thursday, and she's like, well, we're just going to have to send you a referral to the breast care center, which is what I tried to do in the first place, but hospitals work strangely. If anyone understands or knows what our crazy schedule has been like, the next day we were heading out for 8 days traveling. We went to Charleston for a conference, and then from there we went to Las Vegas for WPPI, which, as many of you know, and if you don't, it's one of the craziest weeks that we have every year. We judged the filmmaking competition for 2 days. We taught a video walk, we taught a platform class, and we did 3 days on the Sony stage. And all of the time it was just in the back of my head, but as my therapist says, I'm really good at avoidance, so I just tried not to think about it. And basically, as soon as we got home, I had to go to the hospital. So after 8 days of being away, on Monday morning, I think it was Monday or Tuesday morning, I went straight to the breast care center here at Vincennes and Good Samaritan Hospital. And they did 2 separate mammograms, a normal one and then a more localized one, and then 2 separate ultrasounds. Same thing, a normal one and then a more localized one. And the radiologist said it was still inconclusive. So I had to be scheduled for a biopsy, and I had to wait a whole other week to get into the biopsy because we had a schedule conflict, of course. So waited a whole other week. So last Monday, I had a biopsy on my breast, and it was not bad. I mean, I have tattoos, and I have tattoos. I have tattoos, and I took a Xanax, of course, but it wasn't that bad. And so I was heading to basically a girls' day out with my friend Jill Tuesday, and I got a call from my doctor's office and said the results were in, which that really freaked me out because I didn't know if quick results were a good or a bad thing, and it freaked me out. But then they couldn't get me in until the very next day, which was Wednesday. And so, of course, myself and Garrett both freaked out all day long. But there's nothing you can do at that point. So went in and we got the results, and Andrea at Riverside, shout out to them, they're wonderful there, basically told me it was breast cancer. And so that's been our lives for the last 4 weeks, just worrying and depression and stress and still trying to get work done. And I mean, I did WPPI with breast cancer. That's crazy. It's crazy to do it just normally. And so at this point, it's Saturday, so it's been 3 or 4 days since I found out. I haven't told very many people yet because I have a doctor's appointment on Wednesday with a surgeon in Evansville at Deaconess, and I guess we'll figure out a treatment plan. But the reason I haven't told very many people, I've told a handful, because I know that I can't handle the emotional stress of not knowing what's going to happen, and I can't tell them it's going to be okay when I don't know what's even going to happen. And so, like, I haven't even told my parents or Garrett's parents or my grandma's or anybody like that, because it's like, I can't emotionally take on that pressure right now. I can't tell them that it's going to be okay whenever I don't know what's going to happen. So my plan is to tell them after we have a treatment plan in place. Just because it's already stressful enough, and I'm not strong enough to handle the emotion of everybody in my life. So when the time comes, this video goes live, everybody that I need to tell in person will know. Hopefully, if I missed you, I'm sorry. This is kind of awkward. But I don't want to do this series of videos for pity or for attention or to be self-centered. I want you to follow along, and hopefully we do many updates along the way just to show you what it's like, because it's really scary. It's freaking scary. But I read a statistic that 1 in 8 women will have breast cancer in their lifetime, and that is a lot of people. And I know that almost everybody I know has been affected by cancer in some way, not to mention breast cancer specifically, but cancer. And I know, like, every woman that I, met at WPPI this, a couple weeks ago probably has had or knows somebody or, has a friend or a family member who has had cancer. So I just wanted to do this series so that we can raise, not just raise awareness, because I feel like everybody's aware of it, but to show that hopefully there's hope, and even though it's scary, you're not going through it alone. And that's where I am right now. So just a few more days, hopefully we'll have a treatment plan in place, and by the time this video goes live, I'll know a lot more about that. But I assume surgery's in the future, but at this point, my doctor told me not to Google anything. I can't say that Garrett didn't Google anything, but because he definitely did, because I know the type of cancer I have can be easy to treat, but I don't want to get my hopes up, but I also don't want to, have one foot in the grave. So I'm just trying to not think about that. And it's been hard. It's been a lot of sleeping and eating and depression. So anyway, if you're going through the same thing, let me know. And if you have questions, let me know, because I want to be an open book and want to be there to answer anyone's questions. It seems like this should be a private matter. I don't know. I don't think it should be, actually. I know that some people will think that this should be a private matter, but just to know that so many people, women especially, will go through this in their lifetime. I just want to, share my story. So anyway, hopefully I'll have some more updates for you as we go, and we'll have some special guests on, things like that. So anyway, thanks so much. Is that good?